Oh, that was.
Meetings for Monday, September 2023. We'll start off with county services. County services. Up at 6:01. There are no action items for this month. Does anyone have anything for county services this evening? Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I'll second
I have a motion and a second. We're adjourned.
At
Good
6:02.
job.
Good job.
Good job.
You need to lose control. Next couple of days off are coming in.
Thank you, Tyra.
What?
It may have been the fastest one. It really may have been.
We have to give Scott a bit of extra time.
That's right.
Too late.
As long as you don't want to do vehicles. That's the
She has a
source of
voice.
it.
If she wants to say something, she can say, I'm here.
Those are ground, it's not yours. It's not yours.
Okay, open up Public Works Committee at 6:02. We'll start off with the Highway Superintendent's report.
Good evening.
Yes, it's
It works. As you can see from this agenda, it's been changed considerably. We can see that we've added quite a few new projects, especially on the state and federal aid bridge projects. We added County Route 6 Bridge in Lexington, County Route 20 Cornwall Bridge in Durham, and the Plaquemine Road Bridge in Hunter. Those are going to be future projects. We're developing RFPs for those and sending them out to our pre-qualified roster of professional consultants. County Route 6 was sent out. We're reviewing those submittals now. Hopefully next month we'll award that one. Timberlake, Bloomer Road projects are in construction right now. As you all know, construction season is winding down, so we're scrambling to try to get all of our projects completed this year. There were some slight delays due to fabrication, but we are still hopeful that all these projects will be completed by November of this year. Paving is going to be a little difficult, but hopefully we can get that completed as well. You'll see on the locally funded projects, we have two additional ones, County Route 67 Culvert in Greenville and County Route 61 Road Slide in the town of New Baltimore. We are developing RFPs for both the 61 Road Slide and there's additional road slides in the town of Catskill that we're looking at as well, but the priority right now is 61. That may be a substantial cost, but we're going to be hiring consultants to do their design and put it out for bid and see what the actual numbers come up with.
So what are you thinking with that, Scott? Are you thinking?
It's going to be mass excavation and most likely bring in light fill, whether it's some geo foam products that we've similar to what we use at the Coxsackie transfer station. It's going to be mostly mass excavation. Really, the toe of the slope is all the way down several hundred feet away from the road, but that whole slope needs to be reconstructed, and it's quite large.
Where in Catskill are you seeing?
There's two. There's one on 47 over by the hill towards the old landfill, going up the hill from the bridge, and then there's one on County Route 30 behind Price Chopper. Those are smaller ones, but they look more like the one on County Route 2 slide up in Lexington, the same sort of construction technique, that soil nail process.
Coxsackie Creek Bridge on 61.
Yes.
That's it, next year project. Or is that gonna be 25? Either way, it doesn't matter.
Hopefully next year, but I mean, with the right of way right now, we're still working on if you're going north, the right-hand side, it's New York State DEC property. So we have to work with them to make sure that we
We've been
comply.
helpful so far.
We're working with them.
Winter, that's where the trailhead goes in.
There's,
There you go over the guardrail there, it brings you back into the waterfall back to that.
Is that a plan to shut that bridge completely
no,
down?
absolutely not, no. There's gonna be an on-site detour.
Okay.
So there'll be, whether it's one lane, most likely it's probably one lane with a light, but it will be an on-site detour. No, going all the way around is too far.
Yeah, I was thinking there's literally 2 houses on the other side of that, Zaki side of that bridge that are involved.
But emergency service, it would take too long for emergency service to get. We have 67, you'll see, we're awarding to 67 engineering to, that's. Where are we getting that to?
HT Engineering.
H&T Engineering, yes. They were considerably lower than anyone else, and surprisingly, they actually had some really interesting engineering process to do that. Actually, they're increasing the size of the culvert, but it's getting them out of the water, so we can start that project extremely early because we're out of the water. And from what we can see out there in the field, the rock levels are higher, so we can actually place them on bedrock on both sides. And so it's actually a very interesting approach to this, which may give us a quicker construction and cheaper. So,
That's the one going down the hill, correct?
yeah, that's the one that we have.
I talked about last month.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's one reason why we're trying to get that done as quickly as possible. So
Good.
their approach to this would be benefit us.
Excellent.
Road maintenance, we've been doing a lot of paving and other surface treatments, which kind of shifted our road crews away from the typical road maintenance. So we're trying to get back into patching potholes and trees and roadside mowing. I know some of the roads have, with all the rain, they've overgrown, so we're trying to catch up to that now. Unfortunately, our number one tree trimmer that multiple counties, our municipalities, towns, villages have used is retiring. So we do have tree contractors, but he's going to be greatly missed. Tom Osborne, he was a huge benefit to all of Greene County. I think he was used as much for the county as he did for the towns and villages and helping out with their trees. So it's going to be a huge loss to the county. I wish them the best of luck in retirement. So we're trying to get some other people up to speed with that large bucket truck. But it's going to be a learning curve, and unfortunately, we're not going to be able to help out other towns and municipalities until we get someone that's trained and qualified. Solid waste is moving along. I don't know if anyone's been to the Catskill transfer station, but they've done a tremendous job cleaning up. We've actually been getting a lot of compliments. We are doing a new residential drop-off area. Paul and engineers had a meeting last week. Hopefully we can finalize that design and put it out to bid and get that constructed. We have to thank the town of Catskill for helping us pave Catskill transfer station, some of the areas in the back. We've been shifting around and cleaning stuff up. They helped out tremendously. They brought their paving crew over and helped us pave some of that area. So thank the town of Catskill. That should wrap up. Any questions?
Scott, just one thing, on those culverts, those precast culverts, do you have to get them from a state-approved builder of them?
Yes,
That's the only ones you can get. You could never think about somebody else forming them, and it's gotta be approved through the state.
well, yeah, I mean, the concrete's tested, I mean, they're all state qualified.
Because hasn't there been a holdup on getting all of this stuff?
Somewhat, I mean, there's been a lot of construction going on, I mean, we, just Greene County alone, we have 4 projects, large bridge projects going. I mean, we have over $5 million in state and federal aid bridge projects going this year alone. Almost $1 million in local funded projects. That's just us. So yeah, the precasters are quite busy. We've changed some of our designs to make it easier for them to cast unique like skews on structures we're trying to avoid. It allows other precasters to bid on them. That's been super helpful. I mean, but no, I mean, the precasters have to be pre-qualified from New York State DOT.
Okay.
Scott, I would point out that for those of you who haven't driven by Scott's office of late, it's had a facelift in the last month or so by Buildings and Grounds,
It does look different.
and it looks wonderful.
It really does. Looks like a brand new building.
It is, and also, yes, compliment Buildings and Grounds.
time to sell it, Sean.
Waterfront property.
Waterfront property.
The actual residents in the area have commented how nice it does look, and they did say. I was a little nervous, but it does look really nice.
Nice restaurant.
You're not getting it.
There you go.
Sean, also on that point, you mentioned that our buildings and grounds employees, Carol, Jen and Steve, they did a wonderful job getting ready for the 9/11 memorial today. They worked all week. It was beautiful. They were out there in 95-degree temperatures last week and heat index, and they're cutting the banks and they were edging and planting mums and landscaping. So Jen and Steve, buildings and grounds, did a great job.
And the whole organization too.
Yeah.
The emergency services.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ceremony was.
Well done.
All those employees of emergency services, they all stepped up and it all came through today. It was wonderful.
Yeah, Matt held the rain off just long enough for.
I brought the Chris Tag umbrella. It works every time.
I know, Sean, I know Craig's not here tonight, but did he, how have we been doing with your highway building roofs and the, like his list that he was gonna, I know he did the EOC and they were looking at doing some of the highway buildings to get the shingles on.
We're still trying to put together some, they're still on the list. Obviously, 240 West Main Street, they got it too.
Yeah.
That's completed. I believe Freehold was completed as well.
Okay. Oh, wow. Has he been using the local contractors? Has he been able to keep doing that?
Already's got their shoulder.
Okay.
Or our own staff, and now
Gotcha.
with Sean Rose back, that puts a big punch back into our capacity with his carpentry.
I mean, we have a lot of skill in that department,
Right.
a lot of skill.
Paul's office was all done in-house with the in-house, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't overnight, but it got done.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to proposed action items. Authorizing bid for purchase, Greene County Department of Buildings and Grounds.
Martinez.
Martinez and Lavera, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Accepting formal proposal for engineering work necessary for the design and part-time construction inspection services for the replacement of the County Route 67 Jack Arch culvert over Yonnebacher Hill, CIN 67-06-180-GRN, Town of Greenville. Lennon and Handle, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Authorizing implementation and funding of the cost of 100% of the cost of a transportation project, which may be eligible for federal aid and or state aid
or reimbursement from Bridge New York funds. And establish capital project number 141 CR3 over West Settlement, Brownell Creek. Sorry.
Black Handle.
Megan Handle, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Awarding bid for abrasives, dry screened and washed, used in snow and ice control.
Martinez, Village.
Martinez and Bulich, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried.
Telling me it's got the
Budget amendment, insurance recovery, buildings and grounds.
Village.
Andrew and Bulich, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Is there anything else to bring before Public Works Committee?
If not, entertain a motion for adjournment.
Second motion.
Martinez and Bulich, we're closed.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to request a moment of silence commemorating 9/11.
Thank you.
We're adjourned.